Close your eyes and imagine this. You have 175 minutes to answer 215 questions. Your entire future relies on these questions, so you must do the very best that you can. Your score can depict if you pay thousands of dollars or only hundreds in college. These questions range from things you've learned in middle school to things that you've yet to see before. Take your best guess though, no pressure. Open your book and begin. Over the last few decades, colleges and even the public school systems have begun to place more of an emphasis upon test scores. There are now admission requirements for most colleges that state a student must achieve a certain ACT or SAT score to be admitted into their school. This, in a nutshell, means that a score will depict your future. The question is, how far is too far? Some say that these scores are very important because a college can see how hard that you've applied yourself while in high school. Colleges can reward you for your academic excellence. There are many types of scholarships that solely rely on your ACT or SAT score and your high school GPA. The higher the score, the better the scholarship that you are eligible for. This also means less money that you will have to pay back later, and everyone likes free money. Many people have agreed that ACT and SAT score define so much about you. Your score can show how hard you've applied yourself during high school. It tells if you have what it takes to become something. This score separates you from the other students. The higher the score, the better the student. Colleges want the best, and this is how they have begun to determine who is deserving and who is not. This frustrates many people, including me. As a student, you are about to take a test that your future will depend upon. We have become a nation that is no longer interested in a person. You are now a score on a test that determines how hard that you've worked. People who believe that scores are a top priority have great points, but with everything they say, I will dispute them. Many times, people are so stressed out before exams that they don't perform to the best of their ability. Yes, they could continue to take the test over and over, but that never guarantees that they will achieve the score that is considered reasonable in higher-ups' minds. Who says that a person who tests badly couldn't have the drive that it takes to succeed in their future career? And who is worthy enough to make that call? For example, Albert Einstein, a well-known scientist, is remembered as many things like an inventor, a scientist, and even mathematician. One thing many people do not know is that Albert was not a great test taker. Einstein was even denied a job at the university because of his failure at taking tests. He later pushed past his failure and became an early scientist who made many theories that we still use and learn today. He continued his studies while being a professor at the German university. In 1921, he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics. Albert Einstein is only one example of someone who didn't test well but had the desire to learn and to teach others. This is something that can't be ignored and should be considered instead of just looking at a number. In studies in 2012 for CNN, test scores were a concern that CNN gave attention. The newscast said that students' scores were being taken way too far. It explained how teachers are now being evaluated on how their students perform on tests. For some, it was a positive outcome as they received bonuses and were awarded for their teaching skills. Some teachers weren't as fortunate. Some teachers have been fired because of their unreasonable test scores. Many teachers now feel that it isn't about educating the student. It is about teaching them how to answer questions on a test so that they can keep their jobs. They are now rushing through many lessons just to cram everything in for the test that it comes at the end of the year. We, as a nation, do not want to fail our students because we needed to achieve a certain test score. We want to educate our younger generation, and we want to keep progressing in technology, medicine, and even education itself. In conclusion, test scores are only a number and do not connect with your integrity, drive to learn, and heart for your occupation. We need people who love their jobs and will help us progress in our future. We need to come to a realization that a 25 ACT score could save a life just as well as a 36 ACT score could. Education is about applying yourself to the best of your ability and being proud of it, not being looked down because you didn't meet a certain standard that was already set for you. Let's do our part and make this world about drive and passion, not A, B, C, or D.